So for today, I'm gonna be trying these RDX type of training hand wraps. It's just for convenience. My usual wraps are drying. My concern right off the bat is the lack of wrap that's in these bad boys. But like they say, don't knock it till you try it. So I'm gonna give them a roll today. Like I said, that's my fault. It seems like they have a fair enough of protection right at the knuckle region, but right off the bat, like I'm concerned because I tend to really go over my wrist. I'm really that's kind of my pet peeve is taking care of my wrist because I tend to kind of feel it right in this area region right here, especially when I twist here, like I'm twisting um, when I'm coming in with my hook. If I throw the hook like this, I kind of feel at the shoulder. If I throw my hook like this, I kind of feel like in this region here. But if I over twist it, I feel it right in this area. So I'll give these bad boys a try and tell you guys how they fare today at the gym. Over now.
Ooh, I can see myself. I can see myself on this watch. That's pretty cool. So that way I know that I am talking to myself and I'm in the frame. So I didn't realize I could do that. I just saw somebody doing this the other day and I was like, boom. So check this out, guys. I made a quick little video regarding these particular type of wraps. And, I was also kind of not complaining, no, because I didn't even know if it was going to work out or not, but I was just talking about like to see if it was going to be suitable for me because believe it or not, I know a lot of people talk about having good protections on their knuckles, which is absolutely correct. You'll notice that most boxers, they tend to get their break. It's a very common break. Also, it's called the boxer's break, and they tend to break right at the last digit. And the is this the index? I'm not sure what. Okay, we got the point. Yes, index right here, right in that junction right there between these two, and blame it on lack of technique. Blame it on not having enough protection around the hand. I think it's just a culmination of everything, man, between the technique, not having the right protection, even hitting things that are not appropriate, like, even a bag that's like, if it's not tailored for that particular punch. So if you're hitting a punching bag, that's a traditional punching bag, believe it or not, now they've got bags that are tailor made for, like, let's say, for example, uppercuts, right? There's these round circular type of bags that have that formation. That way you can get those two knuckles in there instead of versus, getting this area. For me personally, believe it or not, I tend to suffer at the wrist. And with that being said, this, when it ran around the wrist, it didn't give me the type of support that I'm used to. And you guys will notice that I tend to use the traditional, they're deemed the Mexican hand wraps, I believe, because of the girth, the width, and the length, and even the actual pliability, meaning like how thick they are. And I like to start wrapping in like this, and I always go 4 times around the wrist. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I go a little bit tighter than other people. I'm not recommending you do that because some people can, suffer from circulation. And then the thumb, anchor 1 time around the thumb, and then I go 1, 2, and 3. That's it. And then from there, after the third one, then I come around and then I start working in between the digits, and then again at the wrist, digit, again at the wrist, digit, again at the wrist. And then to finish it off, I go another 3 over the knuckles. This time I keep them nice and expanded, and every time I go around, I contract. Boom, that's 2, contract, 3, contract, and then I finish off at the wrist. Usually I get about 2 to 3, so that's 1, 2, perfect, boom. Aesthetically, you'll have the logo reading ringside up. If some people, I know they like to do calisthenics with the wraps on, and that's absolutely fine. sometimes they lose the grip because this can get a little bit frictionless or slippery per se. So you can always bring it down like this and up like that and give yourself a little bit of friction with your own skin right there. Also, another thing, you know, when you're going, like, don't go too tight, especially if the hand wraps are brand new. That will tend to cause for you to start losing circulation. You'll notice that they'll look really red on your palm right here. So, you know, be cautious of that. The other thing I like to use is this little device here. It's called a Meister. There's all sorts of brands, guys. Ringside makes them, Tidal makes them. There's even some with batteries in them. You know, got to look at a little thing, make sure that I'm, you know, in the frame. But the cool thing is that you want to start with the Velcro on the inside. Usually when you get these wraps, the Velcro will be on the outside, so it forces you to extend them out. And then from there, you know, you just boom, you start to wind them up. I'm not gonna sit here and wind up the whole thing for you. The reason why that I like to wind them up this way, you know, I'm sure I'm not the only one that does it this way. There's, you know, there's a lot of little types of, like I said, back to the rituals that people like. The reason why I like to, you know, go this particular route and this particular format is because it's gonna leave you with the loop at the end, and you don't need the loop, you know, but this particular brand, these are Ringside, you know, I tend to get about 6 months out of them, you know, and some people say they after 3 months. Also, when you wash them, try to put them in a one of those bags so they don't get all crumpled up and stuff, you know, because they turn into they get a little crazy, you know, they get all knotted up. So once you're finished doing this, if this is, you don't have to do it, you can do it by hand. You can even put a pencil in there and wrap it. This is what I was talking about, this little loop you get at the end. So I like this to be at the end of it, so then I can start at the thumb, you know, and then go my 4 times around the wrist. But anyway, guys, that was my little rant regarding the wraps. I hope that I got all of this in frame. But the other part of this vlog, you guys have to excuse me, I'm still trying to get myself comfortable around the camera and make sure that I'm actually framed correctly, you know, because seems like I am, seems like I'm not, I can't really tell. Is that I've been struggling lately, guys. I'm trying to get down to a particular weight, and I haven't hit that. I haven't hit that weight. Give me a quick second, guys. I hear something in the front. All right, man, this little watch is so cool. Like I said, I can frame myself. I can see what I'm saying and what I'm doing. It makes it a lot easier. So I did promise you guys that I was gonna get those external microphones to give you guys better audio, and I'm working on it. I'm still, you know, I'm still kind of deciding by these, one's called a DJI Mic 1, and the other one's is, I think it's Leica, or, you know, but the price difference between them, it's like almost double the price. But if we're gonna get good quality out of the, I'm seeing a lot of great things about the DJI Mic 2s, DJI Mic 2, and everyone's recommend, like, you know, when I do my little searches, as probably you guys are on YouTube also, you know, it seems like that's the preferred mic, you know. But like I said, I'm not gonna, I just want to, and right now it is about 49 degrees, which isn't that cold for a lot of you folks. I know some people back in the East Coast, and even my friend out in Texas, he laughed. So you guys can hear that little bit of humming in the background. That's the heater, you know. The kids have the heater on. Dogs like the heater, but the dogs are out right now because they got to do their you know, their business. But once they come back in, you know, it'll be nice and toasty and warm and everything. But back to my little rant or vlog, and the reason why I like, and I need to get comfortable in front of the camera. You know, I really need to get comfortable. So the rant that I'm on is that a lot of you guys don't know. I mean, I was literally dying about a year and a half ago. I ended up being 7 days in the hospital. Ended up having something called atrial fibrillation, which is, you know, your heart's kind of spattered all over the place. Didn't even know I had it. I basically had hit my head. It was like 2 in the morning. I thought it was because of my leg had kind of, you know, I wasn't having any sensation on my left leg and my toes. And I thought that's really what happened. My leg went out, but no, when I get to the hospital, you know, I ended up, they tested me and stuff and, you know, did pull out the blood. And I guess I had atrial fibrillation. They put me on a medication. It wouldn't go down. I had to be there for 7 days. Finally, neurosurgeon showed up, cardiologist showed up, and I had a neurosurgeon on one side, cardiologist on another side of my bed. One of them saying, if you do surgery now, he could potentially have a stroke. And then the neurosurgeon, if I don't do surgery on him now, which it was a weekend, it was Mother's Day weekend, you know, if we don't do surgery, you know, that following Monday, and that was on a Saturday, I believe, you know, he could be paralyzed. And I was like, oh my goodness, like that's when it hit me. I was about 286 pounds, not proud of that, not proud at all. I got down to my lowest so far, 192. I tried all kinds of stuff. I even went on a strictly green juice fast. I don't really recommend that. I did that for 60 days. I did drop about 40 pounds, but unfortunately I also dropped a lot of muscle mass. That really sucked. So like I said, I don't really recommend that. I don't want to make this vlog strictly about, you know, food and this and that, but I do need to elaborate and talk about that. But like I said, over these holidays, I kind of lost, you know, a little bit of I wouldn't say self-respect. No, I do respect myself, but I did lose a little bit of control, a little bit of discipline. Christmas was fine. It was like the New Year's where I kind of started losing it, and holy cow, I put on some weight really quick, and rightfully so, you know. So I'm gonna do something. I did a little research into it. I'm kind of the kind of person that goes all in, you know, and if I say I'm gonna do this for X amount of time, I do it, you know. No, as you know, as long as it's not compromising my health or not compromising my person, or I'm not hurting myself or anyone around me. But I got this product, guys. Well, let me see, make sure that I'm on, you know, so you guys can see it. And it's called the Huel, and it's the black edition, you know, and supposedly because of the black edition, it has about 400 calories per 2 servings. I'm gonna add a banana to that because I kind of do well at about a 500 calorie meal, 5 to 700. You know, that's one thing I have found out about myself, 5 to 700. I like to keep it that way. And it was like, now I forgot to mention, after I did the whole juicing, I actually went on this kick where I was just doing meat. You know, a lot of people do the carnivore, they call it carnivore diet. It was just meat, and I did that for 30 days, and you know what? It was not bad. It wasn't bad. I was really concerned. I was like, man, am I gonna have the energy? Am I gonna have the, you know, I was all, you know, like a lot of people talk about, like, you know, their bowel movements. This is what I found out. I was eating a lot of ribeye, and ribeye has a good chunk of fat, because fat is super important, guys. The research that I did, and I'm going to quote Dr. Anthony Chafee on this, and Dr. Baker, is that the body, in order to live, to survive, you know, it can go out with carbohydrates. The two main things it needs to survive and to really prosper is fats and protein. And of course, I did a little digging myself, and they were correct. And so, but I was still kind of tripping on that. Like, you know, I was like, man, I was like, you know, but anyway, I did that for 3 months. Again, you know, I did 3 months of the 90 days. I'm sorry, take that back. 60 days of juicing. The last week or so. And I documented it. I actually erased all those videos because I didn't want to encourage anyone to do it. And I'll tell you, like I said, the muscle mass that I lost, I was like, not that I was any muscular or anything, but I could see it withering away. But like I said, I was in a desperate time. I needed to lose that weight. So with this particular product, you know. It took a little bit of time to get here. You know, Amazon was, I guess it's not on Prime. You know, the other thing I don't know if this is an American product or a United Kingdom product. You know, it is made in the USA. Okay, cool. So they're in the East Coast, New York. Okay, cool. So I didn't think it was that incredibly pricey. I get 17 servings, but I'm gonna try it today. I usually eat at about 11 o'clock, my first meal. I do my first training session at 1 o'clock. And let's see how it does, you know. And then after that, I tend to have my next meal and so on and so on. So I'm going to try to stick to about 1,500 calories. I'm trying to go into a deficit. I got up to 200 pounds. I need to lose 20 to 25 pounds, guys, because I want to potentially have my first amateur fight this year. And I need to drop that weight, you know, because I'm not going to go in at this weight and, you know, possibly get smashed. I should have a little more faith in myself. That's messed up. But yeah, that's today's rant. And I think where I want to end this is recovery. Because I was doing 2 sessions a day and even some cardio in between. So I definitely, yesterday was probably the first time that I didn't do 2 boxing sessions. And I don't know if any of you guys have boxed, but if you're in a gym that you have a legit trainer, you know, they're watching you, they're taking good care of you. But if you get into a gym where it's like guns a-blazing, you know, I'm not a teenager anymore. I'm not even in my 30s anymore, which I could bounce back pretty quick. And that's probably the hardest thing to accept, is that I don't recover like I used to. It sucks. So I have to definitely train smarter. It's my neighbor and his Harley. I have to train smarter. And this piece of advice isn't for anyone or everyone, just people that are over 50, but just the community in general. Take your recovery into account. And like even today, I feel a little bit vibrant. Like I'm making this video. I'm talking to you guys. I want to build a YouTube community. And I really want to see how much I can take the YouTube thing, and what better than bringing you guys on my journey. So I want to thank you guys, and hopefully the content gets better. And I think 2 people asked me, like, the content in the gym feels a little more. How would they say? I forget the word he used, but he used a very interesting word. I'll have to look it up in my comments and stuff. And it's funny because he follows me on my Instagram, which is RP Images Fremont, and he sent the message here. He must be like from England or something, or maybe Australia, because he used to say, "Good day, mate." Good day, mate. And he was saying, if you could record more in the actual gym setting, it would make it more something, but I can't remember the word he used. I'll definitely remember. But all right, guys, so wish me luck. Today we start this 30 days. Thank you. Over and out.